Casinos, yeah, 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 yeah. Mixed signals, yeah, yeah, yeah. Mixed signals, yeah, yeah, yeah. Mixed signals, yeah, yeah. Mixed signals, yeah.
Hey, welcome to Mixed Signals. It's your boy, Cedric. I want to do a little something different. I'm gonna just talk about me today, talk about myself, um, and just share a little bit. Uh, I don't know. I'm feeling some type of way, I guess, because I just turned 40. I normally don't get into those type of milestone things, or I don't know. I try not to get into anything. I try not to get set into any type of way because everything is finite, everything is fickle and can be taken away and can be gone. I've never really got to set roots my entire life, going back and forth between parents, parents separated. Really can't say separated. You had to be together, be separated. But never really had any real roots or any solid foundation. Like I said, back and forth between parents, in and out of the house. My mouth got me put out my mama's house several times. You know what I mean? Before at 16, she finally kicked me out for good. Just never really set any roots um, for myself. And so that kind of carried with me over into adulthood. Like I said, I just turned 40. Um, Shout out to me for that, I guess, because statistically, I'm not supposed to be here. All the things that they taught us when we were young about ourselves, as far as, young men of color from the neighborhood. And I was, like I said, not supposed to be here. Um, Not for a lack of trying, though, because I did all the dumb things that you do to not be here, just from being a product of my environment. I was going to do air quotes on that, but that's, epigenetics has proven that that's a real thing. If you put a cell with another type of cell, that cell then begins to behave like those other cells. So you literally are the product of your environment. I'm pretty sure that's a gross simplification, but look it up. Bill Lipton, I believe, is the person who has really done a lot of good work on that. But you know, I I didn't really have a solid foundation as a kid, and since then I tried to create that solid foundation for my kids. And then me and my oldest daughter's mom went our separate ways once again because of me or my things I did or didn't do at the particular time, and felt like that was a, I don't want to say failure, but a real opportunity because I wanted to do better than my parents. Right? I didn't want to have like a baby mama and do the baby daddy thing. Um, when that didn't work out, I really felt like that was a really tough pill for me to swallow because I had a lot of ideals. I had a lot of, like I said, I did all the things that I could have did, like, like Master P from the block, Master P, so dope, Master P made it to the NBA, Master P, legendary rapper. You know what I mean? Like, I was, I was like Master P. I felt like my first passion was basketball. Like, 5'9", 165, soaking wet. I thought I was going to the league. And I did a lot. Basketball did a lot for me. In high school, I got a bunch of D2 and D3 offers in some community colleges, but stuff that was outside of Kansas City, outside of my, where I was from. So if I could go to Florida, a community college in Florida and play basketball, that was a win for me. You know what I mean? And so I thought I was going to the league. And I like if I just got a chance to be on that stage for people to see me, they would be like, you know what I mean? And so I didn't do what I was supposed to do in school because of things that I talked about earlier, just talking crazy to my mama and all the things of being put out the house and not prioritizing school. So I didn't do what I was supposed to do in school. And so I got held back. And when I got held back, all the basketball shit went away. All the basketball shit was gone, because I went to a college prep school, unfortunately, or fortunately, you know, depending on how you want to look at it. But they held me back, and then scholarships was gone. I eventually dropped out of school after that, decided that, at this point, found my second love. I was gonna be a rapper. Like as we all did in 2003, 2000. I guess ever since rapping has become popularized, everybody's a fucking rapper nowadays. So, and I was no different. I was gonna become a rapper. Thought that I was really good. My music is actually still out there. If you can go find it, I thought I was talented, but I didn't. You know, as a rapper, you don't know no rappers with a job, right? So, of course, I had to sell dope. And what they don't tell you about selling dope in the movies or in any other rap songs is that it's an actual fucking skill. Like you got to actually be able to sell. A lot of people are like, "Oh, it'll sell itself." Uh, but then you hear people like, "Oh, I can sell salt to a slug, water to a well." Like those are the people you need to be listening to because those are the guys that are really giving it to you straight because it's a skill. You gotta be charismatic. You gotta have a entrepreneurial spirit. You can't be there's not a lot of introverted dope dealers that do it well. That's what the movies will mislead you. Like Paid in Full, one of my favorite movies, Ace Boogie, like, oh, I'm gonna just keep to myself and be quiet. Like, no, there's not that's not a reality. I wasn't good at selling dope because wasn't I didn't like people. I didn't want to go out and talk to somebody and try to like, like it wasn't and I wasn't about to just be standing on the corner like I don't know. Yeah. Wasn't good at that either. So it's like it was a time where I then realized I have a daughter, right? I have to get my shit together. I want to be on the regular saying I realize it's far too late, right? She was already here amongst us. Most people are like, oh, I got a kid on the way. I got a blah, blah, blah. Like, nah, she was here. She was doing things, and I realized like I need to be better for her. Um, Even if it wasn't going to be on my terms, like my terms was like I wanted to be in her life and be a father, having come from a home where I had to go back and forth between parents and what that did to me and how that made me feel and how I never wanted to make her feel like that. Like she had to choose between a parent, never speak ill on her mom, never will, never have, because, she's great lady, made her into the great person that she is, my daughter. And, now that I have a second chance with children, I have new children, new children, they're not new at all. I have other children through my marriage, right, with Stormy that you guys are all familiar with. Y'all see him on the channel and things like that. I try to be, uh, I want to say present is the word, but present it is what I am. Like I am here, but I don't think that that is enough. I'm finding out that that's not enough just from the different personalities, the three different people. Um, One, you need to be all up in his stuff. Another one, you don't. Like I'm trying to not parent the way that I was parented, but also parent the way that I was parented. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but like I'll say like and this is where the whole mixed signals things comes into play is like and not that one way is right or wrong, but I know that like there were some things that my parents did wrong. Like I could tell that they were stressed out about work and they came home and they took it out on us, right? And I sometimes find myself confronted with those situations where, it wasn't a solid day. And then my kids will come in the door and and I'm just like, I want to say something like, "Hey," and I got to stop myself because they ain't have nothing to do with this. They coming home, they excited to see me for whatever reason. Another thing that I don't feel worthy of, you know what I mean? Another insecurity that I have, but they're excited to see me and share their day with me. Like I need to be more appreciative of the space that they're in and where they're coming from. Cause all, trauma comes from childhood. Everything I'm just sitting here telling you about is from my childhood, right? And all the inadequacies and insecurities that I'm confronted with on the daily, still here now, all stem from childhood and feeling not appreciated, not loved, not cared about, not cared for, feeling like neither one of my parents cared, like they had other things to do, like baby boy, mama's got to have a life too, right? Um, so trying not to do that, but then also balancing it out because I'm with one kid pretty much like all the time because I coach her basketball team. So we got a lot of car rides together, a lot of time together, a lot of conversations together to where the other two children, other three, including the oldest, they don't get the time that I get with that one and trying to be intentional and make time for the others. Um, but then it's also like real. So for my oldest daughter, getting back to her, I know I'm jumping around, but for my oldest daughter, getting back to her, I know so now she's in college, right? Like out of state, in college, out of state. And I remember being in college. So I dropped out of school. This is a whole nother story for another day, but I still because either fortunately or unfortunately, I went to that college prep school and I still made it to college even after dropping out of school. I went and got my GED and still went to college. Not for basketball though. But either way, so when I was in college, it was like every coming of age movie, them high school, them college movies where you are finding out who you are, finding out about yourself, experimenting, trying things, trying to, get just a better understanding of who you are. And I try not to like hover or helicopter parent. Is that a word that people still use? I still try not to do that. And I don't want to make her feel obligated to I don't know, just trying to let her find out who she is without riding her or feeling like she has to tell me everything. She does share a lot with me. Like, I mean, it's my baby girl, my oldest, gonna always be my baby, and she does feel like she can talk and share. But I don't know. We don't talk every day or text every day or call every day like some parents would, and I'm sure she does with her mom. And I just try to give her the space, and I feel like I'm not doing that right either. Feel like I could do better at that as well. But, I'm I, as you guys know by now, like I don't have any of the answers. Any of the answers, and I'm just trying my best not to fuck these kids up. Like that's my goal. I used to have goals like, oh, get them to do this, or be doctors and lawyers, and just try to make mentally healthy human beings, bro. Because I could do a whole episode about it, and I probably will, about mental health and just in my life, not for me personally, but so many people, I guess me indirectly, but so many people who I know and love and I grew up with and I was really close with are now suffering from, I guess the word like clinical mental health or diagnosed mental health. Like, I don't know, like as close as my brother, like, but I'm the youngest of three. And my two brothers was my heroes because my mom worked nights and my brothers raised me. They took care of me. And one of my brothers is a paranoid schizophrenic, and he's going through his own struggles from going to get help, from feeling like he don't need help, from I'm not even gonna pretend like I know what he's going through. That's a great insecurity of my life. Um, just because me and him, we got put out the house together. Like that last time I got put out for good, like my mom, she was like, both of you niggas, I'm done. I felt like Baby Boy. I know that's an old movie, but if y'all watching this and y'all never seen Baby Boy with Taraji and Tyrese, Ving Rhames, Omar Gooden Jr., shout out to Omar, you know. Um the the mom puts out the son for her boyfriend. The mom gets a new boyfriend, and the kids are getting put on the back burner. Now, these niggas is grown and probably should be put on the back burner. This is all stuff I'm realizing in hindsight. But in that moment, I felt like Baby Boy. Like my mama got a new boyfriend. This nigga, meh, meh, meh. And I was completely wrong. Sorry, mom. My bad. I see that now. I've apologized to her about this in private, but also doing it here in public to the world or whatever. But I felt like Baby Boy, and it was definitely I don't know. I felt like I abandoned my brother in that moment of us being put out because we was together through some things, through some serious stuff, and then my brother. It was as it got real serious. My brother was like, I can't he can't put me through. I was always soft. Like they always called me soft. My brothers, like they was hard. I just told you I couldn't sell drugs. I was bad at it. Didn't know how to do it. Like my brothers were, not both of them, but like the people I hung out with. One of my brothers was like a real street person, and because of that, I think he saw where his life was going, and he didn't want my life to go there. So he like we had some. He asked my girlfriend at the time, her parents, if I could stay there because we couldn't go home. And they let me stay there with them temporarily, which I feel like changed the trajectory of my life to where I could go and get, good jobs in corporate America and do things like that, build relationships. But then for his life, it wasn't the same. But it's not just my brother. There's other people who I grew up with, grew up around, who are really struggling from mental health issues. And I don't know. I just wonder what the correlation is with it. It's, I don't know. It's just really interesting in the community what people are dealing with from a mental health perspective and how like we would be like, oh man, Brandon crazy, bro. But no, it turns out like Brandon really needed some help and some support. And I don't think he got it in time. Um, yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to share. I didn't really have a goal or an objective or a script or anything like that. Uh, I just wanted to, this was just on my heart to share with you guys. So maybe somebody else out there needed to hear it. Excuse me. Maybe somebody else out there needed to hear it. You know, like, subscribe, all the things, comments. Wow, boo, boo. It's your boy, Cedric.